Alright, we're doing another one of these. I love doing the unboxing stuff because you get to really capture my essence of my first impression with these things. We are going to be unboxing the Roland not Lucina. Hold on, let's retake that. Today we're going to be unboxing the Roland AX-Synth, which is probably one of my, honestly, biggest purchases I've made so far this year, because it's not a cheap guitar, especially now that it's been discontinued. But I am excited to unbox this one. I ordered this, I want to say like 2 or 3 days ago, and I'll elaborate more on the process of ordering it, but I got it off Guitar Center. And before I continue, I just want to say the Lucina I unboxed in the last unboxing video, I literally just returned today because the sound on it stopped working for some reason. So that sucked. So you might get another Lucina unboxing video in the future, or not, who knows. The beauty of these is that I get to literally, you get to see my first impressions of the things when I open them. But we're unboxing another Keytar today, so we're only unboxing the Roland AX-Synth, and this is the box it came in. Just arrived today. I've been waiting all day to open this thing. I'm super excited. And this is a unique one. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about when I unbox it. We're already breaking rule number 1. Never point the knife towards yourself. Don't follow my example, I'm a fool. You always cut away from yourself like a proper Boy Scout. This one might be easier to open. It might be easier to open. It's got orange. Orange is my favorite color. It's got orange bubble wrap. Oh, wow. So what the cool part about this is that it came with a really nice flight case. So really they didn't even need to box it. It already had like packaging per se, which is awesome. And it looks like this one's going to be way easier. I just have to like knock it on the ground. Hold on 1 second. Okay, I have a plan, but I'm a dumb. So we're gonna do this the barbarian way. Barbarian Omnisious coming through. So many different types of bubble wrap on this one. It's a rickety case, but it looks as though it's a really nice case. Not a cheap one. So let's open it up. So I got this one because one of my favorite musicians of all time uses this synth, the Keytar. And a performance on this Keytar is the whole reason I discovered Keytars. So I'm really excited to open it. This is my first impression of seeing it. Ooh, oh wow, the texture on this thing is amazing. Oh wow. Oh, I gotta show you guys, hold up. This is the one I got. Is not the traditional color. Oh my god, is it beautiful. Hold up. It came with the charging thing. And is that the manual? Yeah, there's a manual, a beat up manual, but still a manual. Oh, that is nice. And they even wrote some stuff on the front of it. Cool. Even included a little charging cable for it. It's awesome. But I mean, I might use that when I use it as an actual keyboard. Let me get this out of the way so y'all can see it. This is just falls and breaks. I don't even want to entertain that idea. That scares me. Let's get this off my bed. We'll look at the manual later. We'll study it. But I'm really happy it came with it. It even has its own strap. No strap locks, though. The person who had this was smart to have a strap, but not smart enough. He colored the thing red. Little scratches on it. That's fine. This is a nice custom one. Like, this is a custom color. They only ever came in, like, white and black. And I really didn't want a white one, because I didn't want to look like I was copying Sung, which is the guy who owns it, Dr. Sung. So that's cool. Now the real question is, does it actually function? It's a nice color. Material is a weird texture, but I mean, that's fine. Oh, there's already batteries in it. Never leave your batteries in your synthesizers. What is wrong with you? Well, let's see if this works. Only downside is they painted over literally all of the little detail things. What kind? I can still see output. Oh, it lights up. The keys are a nice black too. That's a nice color. I like that. I have a feeling this mod bar is going to need to be replaced. It feels like it broke on one of the pegs, which is fine. I have like 3 of them coming in the mail, and for the time being, I can still use it, so who cares? Let me get an amp, and I'm going to plug it in real quick. Whew, that's loud. I like it. Let's throw it on. The biggest problem with the helmet is getting straps over your head. It's a nice sound. I wish the strap wasn't so freaking close to me. Who's the people wearing the straps? Like on top of them. Okay. It's a little dusty too. How long has this been in storage? He's got a little bit of a spotty, what's it called? Ooh. I gotta adjust the strap. This strap way too close to me. What is wrong with y'all? Need to lay it, slouch this thing real low, so I can get all up in it. Jesus, I am vibrating the wall. My God. That's got some power behind it. It's a good sound too. I like it. So I'm assuming what's it? Yeah. Oh wait. How does that one go again? It goes. Yeah, it's the same sound. The buttons here all do something different. There's like 3 buttons. I think the hold button. Yeah, it's that one. Ooh, that's a nice portamento. Pitch bend works fine. DB functions. Such a cool function, even though it's not really that useful. Alright, what else do I got on here? Favorite on line A. That's a good sound. in the wrong scale. That's cool, I like that. There's some good sounds on this thing. Go under. Now, how do I go? There's a program change. Guess that's not what that is. That's octave change. It's kind of hard because the only downside of having this one as the red one is the fact that it doesn't have some of the labels on it. Like, it doesn't say what some of these are. I kind of read up and studied a little bit, but I'm guessing it doesn't have an octave change on it. I mean, not an octave change. It doesn't have a program change just on it, which doesn't make much sense to me. I feel like there would be one. It's not there. It's not there. I know. Ooh, we getting sexy up in here. Sounds like a fart. What's this one do? It's the fucking jazz scat again. It still kills me every time I listen to it. It still kills me every time I listen to it. I'm glad to see it didn't just exist. I found it on my X-Edge too. It exists on the X-Edge. It's one of my favorite sounds. My favorite sound. Now I gotta figure out how to change octaves on the, or not change octaves, but it has some awesome guitar sounds on it. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Oh, I am gonna use the hell out of this sound. That sounds so freaking cool.
I think I went out of key there, but I don't care. That's the fucking Chicago 250624. Beautiful sound. I actually like that one. So I will notice that a lot of the sounds sound the same. How's it going again? Good. See if you guys can guess that one. Good. Wait, how's it going? Good poly sounds. Okay. Whew, overall, that's a great synthesizer, and it's got an onboard. I'm back from exploring the sounds. I'm probably going to show little highlights of me playing it. This is a good synthesizer. I've heard that it makes a lot of good sounds because a lot of the music I listen to is used with this. It was made with this, and I really wanted to get my hands on it because as much as the Axe Edge has its own thing, I think having this opens up the entire library of it to me. And the AX-Synth is known as one of the most popular Keytars of all time, behind the SHS-10 and the first ever one, the Mo Liberation. The only other ones that are really super popular and iconic like this have to be want to say like the Corridor KS100, the Casio AZ1, like iconic ones. I think Herbie Hancock even used the Yamaha KX1, but this is an iconic one. And a lot of people are like, man, the color is a lot. I love that. I saw this go on sale on the Guitar Center's website. And I said to myself, wow, that really looks cool. I really want to get my hands on this one. Kept holding off, trying to get my tax return, all that other nonsense. It got sold, or at least I thought it did. It got back on the website a couple days ago, and I immediately bought it. I was like, give me this one, I want it. Because a lot of them sell for like $1,000. I got this for like $600. It's a pretty good price. And it's great. It's so good. It has so many sounds. I'm going to have to fix that mod bar, open it up, and just plop that one out and put a new one on in. Which isn't bad. I have like 3 on the way from Roland. I contacted them about the broken one on my AX-Lucina, which is ironic. I sold it, but they're universal. The same one goes on this one, goes on the Axe Edge, goes on the AX-Lucina, and I'm pretty sure it goes on the Axe-7 too. But yeah, I love it so far. I love this. I love everything about the layout. I'm going to play with it for a couple days. That's another thing I want to point out. Before I end the unboxing part and then I go into I sit down in the chair here and talk about it. This is used by one of my favorite musicians from TWRP. It's used very well, and he's used this same exact Keytar for a long time. This Keytar was the Keytar that they did the Laser Horse solo on for Canada's Got Talent. And I want to get that sound. I want to cover Laser Horse with it, just because that is the song that made me like want to play the Keytar. I was like, I want to be as good as he is playing that one day, because that's amazing. I think that was a good deal though. I bought this $600, custom, beautiful red finish, black keys. That's awesome. Someone powder dusted these. They feel very nice. They feel a little chunky, but they don't feel like uncomfortable to touch. Probably the dust, honestly. And it came with a flight case. Everything on it is functional, and I gotta plug it in. It's got an editor. I have to play with the editor. I'm gonna do a review of it. Super excited. Oh, don't go anywhere, please. For the love of God, do not do anything. But yeah, this was definitely a good find. I am excited to sit down with this thing. Just play it. Got something weird going on with the audio input to the speaker. I don't know what was going on where it was glitching out. Should be fine. I was able to play it majority of the time without that issue, but that's the only issue it's not. It's great. And that's not a common issue, obviously. It's a unique one. If someone had regular AA's, the heathen, everyone knows. I'm going to break this thing. Please do not do so. Everyone knows you use your rechargeable batteries. Yeah, that's cool. This was a white one. Interesting. So this was a white. You know how I can tell? There's a little seam on the little part that comes off. There's a white one. He painted it black. Or he painted it red. Whoever the person is who owned this before me. They must have spray painted it. Turned out great. It's not coming off on my hands or anything. Doesn't feel like it's coming off at all. Regardless. Wonderful, wonderful job. And I love it. Cannot wait to use this in some music. I want to plug this in to my computer, play some stuff, make some cool sounds with it. And yeah, I wanted to do a review of the AX-Lucina. It's going to have to wait until I get an AX-Lucina again, which sucks. But I'm going to pass it off to future me here. And yeah, I'm tired.
So it's been, I want to say like, yeah, 2 days, maybe 3 days. I got this thing on Wednesday, and it's now Sunday. It's been 4 days. I had to think about that for a minute. But yeah, it's been 4 days, and I've been playing around with this thing, using it quite religiously, practicing with it, exploring the sounds, the functions, the features, learning about it, setting it up as a MIDI controller, kinda like through a DAW. Like it wasn't something, I wasn't controlling anything else with it. I like it. I think the AX-Synth here is really good. When I recorded the initial unboxing, I was very tired, so I apologize again for that. Even though this is all probably one video at this point, I do want to apologize for the first half. I'm so tired, and I'm just focused on what this thing is. But I really got to explore the sounds. It's really nice. That's just the first one when you turn it on. But they're really nice sounds. I think this one has to be one of my favorite when it comes to making sounds because the preset sounds on it are so good. The Axe Edge, it's hard to judge the sound bank because some of them are really good and some of them I just don't really care about. But this comes with the territory of there being 500 sounds on the thing. This thing has about half the sounds. I want to say 280 something roughly because there's 36 sounds and there's roughly 8 banks. So somewhere around 200 something sounds, and they're all divided into little categories. I'm going to talk about that extensively in the review I do for it. And yeah, I will be making a review of it, or of this, you know what I mean. It's going to be a little bit better, more professional and edited and everything. It's going to be better than this one. This is just a rough thing to put out there when I initially get it, my initial impressions. And I really love what this thing is about. As I've said before, one of my favorite bands of all time utilizes this, and for the longest time utilized this primarily as its primary synth. Dr. Sung of TWRP used this as his primary synthesizer. So a couple of the sounds on this are reminiscent of a lot of Torp sounds because of that fact. But that just goes to show how you could utilize this primarily as like a really good synthesizer rather than just a gimmicky, oh look, it's a shoulder strap synthesizer. It's a Keytar. Please call it a Keytar. I mean, it's a shoulder strap synthesizer, but like it's just a Keytar at this point. But yeah, to go through some of the sounds real quick because I did customize the bank. Bank A is purely guitar sounds, guitar and bass guitar sounds, because the best sounds on this thing are the guitar sounds. They sound so good. My favorite is my first favorite here, A1, which I believe is number 9 on the guitar bank. And I don't remember what it's called off the top of my head, but just listen to it. You probably can't even fucking hear it. It's really good. I love that sound. It's a little too low. It's just a nice sound. This next one, the rest of them are pretty cool. Good sound. I like this one because it sounds like the Chicago 25 or 6 to 9, I think is the song. I love that, but it's a really nice sound. I think this one's a nylon guitar. It's really nice. This one is, I think, the only bass sound that I really was like, ooh, I like this. And I'm running out of spots. So the favorite only holds up to like 8 sounds per bank, which is something I think the Axe Edge improves. You can have up to like 40, 50 favorites because there's like 7 banks and they're like, oh, you can have up to like 20 or whatever favorites. Whereas this one's like, oh, you have A and B. Good luck. And I'm like, oh, okay, wonderful. Unless I'm wrong. I might be wrong, and there might be a way to get more favorites, but that's the only way I was able to figure it out. This one's bass, space bass. It's a nice little bass sound. Might utilize that for some stuff. And then this one is a fun little acoustic guitar. It reminds me of Blood on the Rooftops by Genesis. I don't really know the notes of that song, but I do want to learn it now on this so I could play it. Because it is the same guitar, I believe. Well, it's just an acoustic guitar, but it's very reminiscent of the one that Steve Hackett used on that album, and I really like that sound. And that's that one. This is Bank B. This one, if you're an old twerp fan, you might recognize. Maybe I'm thinking of another one. Oh, maybe I'm not. These aren't the droids. I love that song. Such a gritty sound, but it's a nice lead. That's in, I believe, bank 1 or 2. It's the only 2 lead banks, so one of those. You know, I love me a good square Space Invader sound. I don't know. I don't know which one this is from, but it gives me good feelings, so I like it. I feel like there were a lot of good lead sounds, and a lot of them just gave me good feelings, so I put them in the favorite bank, even though they might get replaced later. Sorry if it's really loud. I'm going to try to edit it down. This one's just a nice poly sound. I like this one. I don't know what they're called, because the Axe Edge has the advantage of telling you what they're called. This is just, 17. And I'm like, awesome. I love that name. Like, they're in the manual, and I have the manual somewhere. I have it on my phone, but my phone is charging. And this one, I like because you could do this with it. You know, jump. Every poly sound I love to do that with, because it's a fun little sound. This is a nice pad sound. It's really a beautiful, beautiful, like, just sound. I think personally, Axe Edge has better pad sounds. I think its strong suit is its pad sounds, its saxophones, and its vocoder. And it has a nice number of, I want to say lead sounds too. But the poly sounds are kind of looked over. This has got okay poly. I think the guitar sounds, some of the lead sounds, and I do agree. It's got some nice nice pad sounds. It's bass. The basses on this thing are really nice. Definitely, that's what I was talking about. Guitar, bass, and some of its lead sounds are just really good. I think the Axe Edge is good for pad sounds, for vocoder sounds, and a lot of its lead sounds that are specific to it are very nice. Such as like, not hot coffee. Hot coffee is on this one, but some of the square sounds, the saw sounds, they're just nice. I think that it's a good keytar for that. But this one, bass, lead, and guitar, really good. Oof, fingering's off. Oh, I'm not doing a good job of making you think I can play. Like I can. There's sometimes I flub it really bad. Not bad. Some of these are really good. I definitely agree though that the guitar sounds are its strongest quality. When in review, the D-beam, I've started to agree with people. I don't know why it exists. It exists for that, and I like that, but that's the only thing it's used for. I think one of its biggest flaws, this is not program change, this is octave change right here. The program change is all the way down here. And I'm like, and I want to change, and I go to change program, and I'm only increasing the volume in which, or the octave in which I'm playing. I'm like, well, that's not good. I think that was smart. They moved in the Axe Edge, which is the next iteration of this, they moved the program change up here for when you really wanted to change things very quickly. And if you need to change octave, you just press something down here. And it's like, well, that's smart. That's just good engineering right there. But yeah. That's my favorite guitar sound on this thing. Yeah, mine's got a weird problem. I'm pretty sure the mod bar is like cracked or broken on this side, but it's being held together fine on this end. Because I could jostle that a little bit on this end. This end I can't. Which is good. Which means it can hold out until I get the replacements from Roland, which should be coming in a couple weeks. This is a common problem with them is if you drop it, or if you're too rough with it, or whatever, time happens. Time happens. Things get older and they break down. They wear down. And I think I've taken a video of it on my Lucina because what was my Lucina before I returned it because it broke. The Lucina had the same problem. It was clicky. The mod bar was clicky, and I was like, why? So I opened it up. I looked at the mod bar. The mod bar was broken off. There's like two prongs that attach to the circuit board that you screw in. They snap. And people have documented it. There's videos of it, and there's like tutorials on how to repair it. I even gave like a slight little like insight into it in the Lucina video. It's a design problem that I'm really hoping they kind of fix with the Axe Edge, because nothing bad has happened with the Axe Edge yet, but I'm gonna have a couple of mod bars on standby just in case that ever happens again. This one's serviceable. Probably open it up if I really want to and glue that one back together. Maybe put some little tiny strings of electrical tape bind it, and it should work again. But for the most part, I mean, if I really I can use the mod bar the same. It's got some. Watch, I'm like talking about it just snaps and then the whole thing's clicky and I'm like, oh, this sucks. But yeah, that's a common problem with them. And I'm gonna have to address that in the review of these, which is sad. And I'm pretty sure they've always had those since the X1, and I don't understand why they haven't improved the design of it since then. Like, there has to be a way to make it so that you have more than just this tiny little bit hanging on to it that can snap so easily. Like reinforcing it, or maybe making it out of like a more rubbery polymer or something. Because, I mean, they're mass producing these things. They already cost like $1,000. You might as well fix the problem. I don't know. Let's focus on the synth engine. Synth engine is good. I've messed with the editor a little bit. The editor is confusing, not as confusing as the Axe-Edge editor. And maybe that's just me being stubborn and refusing to admit the Axe-Edge editor isn't that bad. I don't like the Axe-Edge editor. I think it needs an update. I think the user interface on Android phones specifically, because that's what I use it for, I think that needs to be fixed. Because even like titles and like segments that like have labels on them are cut off and I can't read what they do. And I'm like, this sucks. I don't know why. And there's no computer editor as far as I can tell, which I want. I don't want to be doing stuff from my phone if I have my computer here, because I'm like on my phone and I'm like, this is too tiny of a display. I mean, my eyes are not the greatest, I guess, but the display on the phone, it cuts off randomly, and I'm like, that's dumb. This one has a 2009 level of editor, so it's a computer editor, but it's from 2009, so it's not perfect, but it's very nice. I think it has more clear user interface for you to mess with. It's a little bit more understandable what you're doing when you're messing with stuff. And it even has like pro mode and not pro mode. It's like, oh, do you need guidance? And it's like still expecting you to have a level of understanding still. I kind of wish the manual went over it a little bit more. I tried to look, maybe there is in there, maybe I skipped over it, but it's just a little bit like janky. But it's still better than the Axe-Edge editor. So I was able to mess with it. I didn't make any custom sounds yet, but I can definitely utilize it, which is something I'm looking forward to doing in the future, because it just opens up so many possibilities with this thing. It's really nice. Software-wise, though, or I want to say sound engine-wise, very nice sounds. I want to go to the bass sounds. It's fun. It's really fun. It's really fun when it comes to the bass sounds. I now know why they moved the bass sounds and made them accessible on the Axe-Edge. I'm just disappointed they did not put the guitar sounds on the Axe-Edge, or as a patch for the Axe-Edge, because you can only patch some of the lead sounds and the bass sounds, and that's it. And I'm like, the guitar sounds are the best though. And the bass sounds, I'm glad they recognized those were some of the best on here, because they're really good. That was quiet. You can't even hear that one. It was fart sound. Fart central. Love it. I'm like looking, I'm like, am I recording, or have I been talking to myself for like 10 minutes for no reason? No modulation on that one. It's weird. That's another thing. The editor allows you to change the dB effect if you really want to. I love that. I have yet to see something for that for the Axe-Edge editor, and it's because every time I open it up, I get so frustrated I close it after 10 minutes. So it kept me interested enough for me to be able to actually modify the functionality of some of the user things on here, the utility things. The modulation bar, you can change stuff on it. You can affect the pitch strip bar, the D-beam. It's just nice. I like that. There's stuff going on in the background. Hopefully it doesn't pick it up. If it does, it's whatever. I think the last one's my favorite. As a Seinfeld bass slap, pretty much. It's fun. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, overall first impressions of the thing, pretty solid, pretty solid. I will make a real review on it in the future that has much more professional level than this, professional quality to it than this, I should say. Like, I'm gonna do voiceover, I'm gonna get professional videos, I'm gonna get real sounds, not just something coming out of my little mini amp over here, but I will plug it into like an interface and record sounds, make little stuff with it, you know, talk about the history of it, the overall like reception of it, when it was discontinued, all that good stuff. But I love the Axe-Edge Keytar, and I'm really happy I got this custom one. This color, this is nice. Someone must have really liked the Axe 1 and the Axe 7's red, because I know I do. And they made a red one. And I love it, because I didn't want a white one. I would have settled for a black one. But then I saw this red one, and I'm like, oh boy. So whoever out there, if you see this and you were the one that did this to this one, you're awesome. And I want to hire you to make more custom guitars in the future when I actually have more money. But yeah, whoever did this did an awesome job, and I love it. Sadly, they did not come in this color. They did not have the black keys like this one does. The Axe-Edge does. I think someone really liked the Axe-Edge's aesthetic and customized the white one. So yeah, and overall, I mean, this will be utilized heavily. I love it. I will utilize its guitar sounds. It functions well as a MIDI controller from what I understand. There's no issues. And people don't like how bulky it is. All I'm going to say is get over it. It makes great sounds. It looks cool. And that's the whole point. You want a keytar. You want an instrument that looks nice, functions nice, and makes good sound if it makes sound. And this is probably one of the best keytars I've ever used. It's now dethroning the Axe-Edge, or at least it's kind of like tying with it for my favorite keytar of all time, because I love this keytar. The 5 days I've owned it, I love it. The only one I like better than those two, for a completely different reason, is the Axe 9 Lucina, and I have to wait until my new one ships out. So my top 3 keytars of all time are the Axe-Edge, the AX-Synth, and when it comes to practice guitars, the Axe Lucina is my favorite practice guitar, because it has so many nice features that let you practice, like timing and other great stuff on it. I guess I should make this, video stop now, because I'm pretty sure I highly doubt anyone's even listening to this point. But if you like keytars, like I like keytars, and you want to join the Keytar Club, subscribe. I will happily put on videos on keytars and synthesizers and stuff in the future when I have time for it. And I'm looking forward to making a review on this, Lucina and the Axe-Edge, and also the other keytars like the Yamaha SHS series, the Rock Band 3 keytar is one I want to talk about, and I even want to talk about like the Alessa's Vortex series of keytars, because those are really cool with the tilt feature. Those are so freaking cool, and I can't wait to show those. But yeah, I will talk about those in the future. I'll make videos like that in the future. If you want to see them, stick around. It might take me a little while to make them, but they will come out eventually, and you'll see them in your newsfeed. So thank you for watching. It's been Captain Omnisious. Y'all take it easy. Have a nice day, night, or evening, wherever it is you're at, and I'll see you next time. Shit. That was a good catch. This is like post video recording. And I'm like, man, I want to record myself just kind of jamming around with it for a little outro. And the strap just came off of this thing, and I caught it with like base instinct because I've dropped way too many Keytars. Invest in strap blocks and strap locks. They are going to save you so much money and headache, and you don't want to end up like this guy right here.
Holy shit, that was fucked!